Saitama. Saitama, the ultimate powerhouse from One Punch Man. This guy is the definition of unbeatable. He's so strong that he can defeat any enemy, no matter how powerful, with a single punch. And when I say any enemy, I mean any enemy. Whether it's an intergalactic villain like Boros, who can regenerate from death, or even something as catastrophic as a meteor, Saitama just takes a deep breath, cracks his knuckles, and obliterates them with one punch. In a world where heroes are constantly struggling to defeat overwhelming enemies, he is so powerful that nothing challenges him. Sure, his routine of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day sounds super simple, but after 3 years of it, he's literally destroyed the concept of limits. Imagine being so powerful that no fight is fun anymore. His life is full of empty victories, and that's the ultimate paradox. He's invincible, but also completely unsatisfied. Saitama's strength goes beyond just being physically invincible. It's about how his world operates around him, and how he's still trying to find something meaningful in his life. His journey isn't about defeating enemies, but about finding a worthy challenge and rediscovering his purpose. And no matter how many people question his abilities, Saitama always stays humble and keeps his focus on enjoying the simple things. Gojo Satoru. Gojo Satoru, one of the most overpowered characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo's abilities are ridiculously strong, and we are not talking about the typical energy blasts and martial arts. He's operating on a whole new level. His main power comes from the Limitless Curse technique, which allows him to create an infinite barrier that stops anything in its tracks. This is not just a physical barrier. It slows down incoming attacks to an absolute crawl, making them almost impossible to touch him. So, if you tried to hit him, you'd literally never reach him. Your attack would slow down more and more until it was totally irrelevant. What's more terrifying than just being untouchable is Gojo's overwhelming offense. His ability to create the Hollow Purple, a combination of attraction and repulsion that can literally erase anything in its path, means that he's not only invincible, but can erase anything from existence with just a thought. But that's still not enough. Gojo's domain expansion is called Unlimited Void, and it traps opponents in a dimension where they are bombarded with infinite knowledge, effectively rendering them helpless. They literally can't move because they're drowning in information overload. Combine all that with Gojo's cocky confidence, and well, you have a character who is untouchable both physically and mentally. He's a living legend, combining physical might, unmatched intelligence, and cursed energy to destroy anyone who dares to challenge him. Gojo's personality also adds to his invincibility. His calm demeanor and near godlike arrogance make him both charismatic and intimidating. He simply has no equals. Meruem. Meruem from Hunter x Hunter is created as the ultimate creature. His physical strength could rival the best of the best, and that's not even factoring in his intelligence. He is a being born to dominate, and from the very first moment, you can tell that he's a force to be reckoned with. Meruem's powers are so vast that he doesn't even need to rely solely on his strength. He can adapt during battle, reading his opponent's movements, figuring out their abilities, and countering them almost instantly. No fight is ever the same for him. He is constantly evolving, improving, and learning, making him unpredictable. One of the most remarkable things about Meruem is his aura synthesis ability. This power allows him to absorb the abilities of other beings, so he can grow stronger with every opponent that he defeats. His capacity for evolution is simply terrifying. If you thought you were getting stronger, well, Meruem is learning how to counter that. And after surviving the miniature Rose Bomb, an explosion that wiped out an entire part of the world, he came back even stronger. His aura became so vast that it literally made the strongest hunters feel like they were staring at the edge of a black hole. Meruem's transformation into an unstoppable monster is a prime example of how strength and intelligence can blend to create a character who is nothing short of terrifying. Zeno. Zeno, the king of all from Dragon Ball Super. You know you're dealing with something special when the supreme ruler of the multiverse is not only able to erase entire universes with a single thought, but also does it with a smile on his face. Zeno's powers go far beyond anything the Dragon Ball universe has seen. Sure, characters like Beerus and Whis are powerful, but in front of Zeno, even they bow down. Why? Because Zeno is not bound by normal rules. His power is absolute. He is the absolute authority, capable of erasing everything in existence with the snap of his fingers. Zeno doesn't need to fight anyone to prove his power. In fact, he's one of the few characters in anime whose power is so limitless that it doesn't even require any physical exertion. If Zeno doesn't like you or your universe, he can just think it out of existence. boom, you're gone. Poof! And there's no escaping it. No strategy, no techniques. Nothing will stop him. You never know when he'll decide to erase something. He shows that power doesn't always come from the ability to fight. It comes from the ability to control everything, even time and space itself. His childlike demeanor only adds to the eerie feeling that, in the blink of an eye, he could end all of existence as we know it. Yhwach. Now, let's get to Yhwach, the final antagonist from Bleach. He is a being that represents destruction in its most pure form. As the father of the Quincy, Yhwach's abilities stem from his almighty power, which allows him to see every possible future and alter it as he sees fit. Imagine fighting someone who already knows everything you will do, and worse, can change the outcomes of every move you make. Yhwach becomes the ultimate manipulator of fate, and that makes him nearly invincible in battle. He doesn't need to rely on traditional combat, he just controls the outcome. But Yhwach's power doesn't stop there. He can distribute pieces of his soul to other beings, strengthening them and then absorb that power back when needed. As he grows stronger, the world around him becomes more susceptible to his influence. And then, after absorbing the Soul King, Yhwach reached multiversal power levels that could threaten to reshape all of existence according to his will. His strength, intelligence, and ability to manipulate the universe itself make him one of the most overpowered villains in anime history. Yhwach's complexity as a villain makes him stand out, as his motivations and abilities go far beyond simple conquest, making him a truly formidable enemy. With his ability to rewrite reality, he could literally change history himself. Giorno Giovanna. Giorno Giovanna, the protagonist of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. Giorno wields the stand known as Gold Experience Requiem, GER, and if you've never heard of this stand, get ready for some of the most ridiculous powers you will find in anime. Gold Experience Requiem doesn't just allow Giorno to enhance his abilities, it literally gives him the power to rewrite reality. It has the ability to nullify any attack, erase any event, and return anything to zero. That means any action, regardless of how strong, is rendered meaningless. If an opponent tries to defeat him, Gold Experience Requiem simply returns everything to zero. If someone tries to kill him, their attack never happens. Giorno cannot be defeated. This power makes him the perfect immovable force in the JoJo universe, and the true magnitude of his ability is nearly impossible to comprehend. His power is so vast that it warps reality around him, allowing him to be nearly invincible in every way. And when it comes to counterattacking, it delivers devastating infinite loops of death to anyone who dares oppose him. Giorno's stoic demeanor and his unyielding will only makes him even more intimidating as he takes on those who would dare challenge him. With his ability, Giorno becomes an unstoppable force that rewrites the very rules of reality. Meliodas. Meliodas, the dragon sin of wrath from the 7 deadly sins. Meliodas is a demon prince, and his power comes from his immense strength, speed, and magic. His signature ability, Full Counter, allows him to reflect any magical attack back with double the force. This makes Meliodas one of the most dangerous fighters to face. If you attack him with magic, you're just going to get a taste of your own medicine, but a lot stronger. After reclaiming his full demonic powers, Meliodas reaches insane levels of strength. He becomes a true powerhouse, capable of taking on gods and immortal beings. His regeneration abilities make him almost unkillable, and combined with his centuries of experience and battle prowess, he becomes an unstoppable force. Meliodas' struggle to balance his demonic nature with his love for humanity adds depth to his character, making him not just a powerful fighter, but a tragic figure as well. Despite his strength, he constantly fights to protect the ones he loves, proving that the heart of a warrior is just as important as raw power. Sung Jinwoo. Sung Jinwoo from Solo Leveling, an absolute monster when it comes to raw power and combat skills. What makes Sung Jinwoo so special is his incredible transformation from being one of the weakest hunters in his world to becoming an unstoppable powerhouse. After gaining the system, which allows him to level up infinitely, Jinwoo's power skyrockets in a way that feels epic. Every battle, every fight he engages in makes him stronger, and soon, he's not just fighting monsters, he's destroying them. One of his standout abilities is his Shadow Army, which allows him to summon and control a vast army of undead, including extremely powerful generals. These generals are so strong that they rival even the most powerful beings in the world. Jinwoo doesn't just have a powerful army though, he personally grows in strength through every victory. He's able to raise his fallen enemies and use them in battle, turning them into loyal soldiers. His combat intelligence is through the roof, making him unstoppable in every fight. The more he fights, the stronger he gets, and at a certain point, Jinwoo is taking on entire worlds without breaking a sweat. By the time he fully embraces his role as the Shadow Monarch, his power rivals that of gods and rulers. His sheer strength, combined with his ability to manipulate shadows and resurrect fallen enemies as his loyal soldiers, makes him an army unto himself. Jinwoo isn't just some strong guy, he's practically immortal and invincible, and by the end of solo leveling, he's standing at the top of the food chain. His growth arc is one of the most satisfying in anime, and his power makes him a truly terrifying character in his universe.